News 46 is brought to you by
At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
Pahrump Nugget, Progressive Cash Drawings, Mystery Point Multipliers, Mystery Gift Days, Extra Cash for 4 of a kinds, Bingo, Bowling, Football, and Food Specials. Looking for constant action? Look no further. Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome to News 46's Week in Review, your #1 source for local news. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Zach Fuentes. A Nye County Sheriff's detective vehicle was involved in a non-injury accident last Friday afternoon at Pahrump Valley Boulevard and Highway 372.
A 2-vehicle accident late Friday afternoon luckily resulted in no injuries. The accident occurred at Highway 372 and Pahrump Valley Boulevard, involving one white sedan and Detective Michael Eisenloffel from the Nye County Sheriff's Office vehicle. Nye County Sheriffs arrived on scene along with Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue to check out occupants of the accident, as well as Nevada Highway Patrol, who came in to conduct an independent investigation involving an officer's vehicle. The vehicle sustained minor and moderate damage. All occupants were uninjured in this accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Highway 372 and Pahrump Valley Boulevard for News 46. A man is injured on Basin near Linda Street after his own car apparently ran him over. Around 6:30 last night, a single vehicle accident on Basin just east of Linda Street. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene along with Nye County Sheriff's deputies to find one elderly gentleman who had fallen out of a vehicle and also struck by the vehicle. It appears that other occupants were also inside the car with the man. Valley Electric was also called on scene to evaluate a power pole that was also part of this accident. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating. The man was transported to Desert View Hospital via Medic 2. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Basin and Linda for News 46.
Last Saturday night, our news team was on scene at a structure fire on Emery Street. While filming, camera person Darby O'Donnell was the first to discover another structure had burst into flames just a half a block away.
Yeah, Saturday night was a very busy night for Pahrump Valley Fire Rescue and the Sheriff's Office. We were investigating a number of fires that occurred within a relatively short period of time. It all began with the report of a structure fire around 5:30 p.m. with smoke showing. Upon arrival, there actually wasn't anything showing from the exterior of the building. The crews had to investigate further. Once they determined that there actually was a smoke condition within the structure, they found a security, had a forced entry, found a room and content fire, which was easily controlled, checked for extension. With no further extension, it was pretty much a mop-up operation. A vehicle fire subsequently went out down a little bit further west off Highway 372 near Leslie. That was found to be probably less than accidental in nature. The crews went out there, suppressed the fire without incident. There were no immediate structural exposures and there were no injuries. Followed then by a report of a second structure fire or a third fire. Upon arrival, crews found a moderate to heavy smoke condition emanating from a former garage used for mechanical repairs on autos. They forced entry in that building and they found a rubbish fire within. As they were engaging in that suppression effort, there was then a fourth fire, which was another structure, same road, further down the street. Upon arrival, we found heavy fire conditions on the outside of the building that were extending into the interior. A couple small outbuilding exposures. Crews went in, got the fire knocked down real quick. No further extension.
Do we think that these ones, at least the last 2, possibly were lit?
Well, we're investigating all of them equally. And while it appears at least 3 of them are suspect in nature, we're working with the State Fire Marshal's Office. And they actually had sent down an additional resource from Carson City to assist as a result of the number of fires that had occurred. Well into the investigation, and we'll keep you posted on what happens with that.
Suspects?
Part of the investigation at this point, but we will, again, keep everyone apprised as to how the developments as they unfold.
The last 2 were abandoned buildings, vacant.
Yes, that is correct. One was the first fire was an occupied structure. A vehicle fire was just that, and then, of course, the 2 last buildings were unoccupied vacant structures.
The first one, formerly Ghetto Mart, the fire was in the wall. Valley Electric was called out on that. That one appears to be accidental?
Yeah, that's not out of the ordinary to have Valley Electric come out. They secure the power, make sure our firefighters are safe. The two vacant structures, we knew the power was already secured at a previous date earlier to the fire. And so again, we knew that was going to be a safer operation from an electrical hazard standpoint.
You'll let us know if we have any suspects or any thing that maybe the public needs to look out for. And is there any advice that you have for people perhaps lingering around buildings? What should people look out for?
If anyone sees, and this is an ongoing issue, no matter if it's related to these fires or not, but anyone sees anything out of the ordinary, make sure they call the sheriff's office, report it. If anyone's playing with fire, if there's any indications of smoke in the area, call and ask for the fire department's response.
Do you think that this will be the end of this, or this person is still out there?
It's hard to tell at this point, but that's all part of the investigation. We're considering all aspects.
State Fire Marshal is still investigating these fires, and of course, Nye County Sheriff's deputies are looking for potential suspects. If you have any information regarding these fires, you're urged to call the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 751-7000. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. On Monday's newscast, Fire Chief Scott Lewis spoke of an allegedly intentional vehicle fire that occurred on Leslie and Highway 372.
The suspect in that case has been caught and arrested. His name is Ricky Hampton. He was being held on $20,000 bail and has been charged with arson and various other related charges. He does not appear to be related to the other two suspicious structure fires that occurred on Saturday night on Emery Street. However, it is still early in the investigation. Sheriffs are still attempting to locate any information related to the vacant building fires. If you have any information, you are urged to call the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 751-7000. This is Zach Fuentes for News 46. We're going to have a lot more after the break, so please keep it here for your Week in Review.
Pahrumph's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome back to News 46. Danny Tarkanian gives us an update on his campaign for Congress.
Doing well. It's our second one here in Pahrump. You guys know how to throw them.
Definitely. Thanks for coming out to it too as well. Tell me, how's your campaign going now?
It's going really well. We opened up an office in Clark County. We had over 70 new volunteers sign up. We're making over 1,000 phone calls a day. And we just have a location here in Pahrump that we're going to open up an office at Sunflower Fashions. And we're going to have a grand opening, and hopefully we'll get a good turnout there. Maybe we'll beat the record in Clark County.
So I know that we're here at this event and kind of doing a little meet and greet. You're going to get up and speak tonight at all?
Yeah, they're going to have the candidates speak for 2 or 3 minutes. It gets to be a little bit old after a while because you go to all the different Lincoln Day dinners around the state and you hear the same speeches, and pretty soon each candidate can recite the other candidate's speech.
It's exciting about the office here, though. Do you have a predicted date on the opening of that?
No, we just met with the lady today, and the location's perfect, and she's going to give us a room that we can operate out of, and I'm very excited about it. We'll probably do it in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
And well, of course, you'll keep us posted on that. If people want to volunteer or help out with your campaign, how can they do that?
Yeah, they just go to our website. It's myfirstandlastname.com. Tough part to spell on my last name, but DannyTarkanian.com, and there's a sign-up sheet right there.
The Republican Women Lincoln Day Dinner was held last Saturday night at Mountain Falls.
Well, it looks like we have a really good turnout. This is our 33rd annual Pahrump Valley Republican Women Lincoln Day Dinner. We do this every year. We invite all the candidates, the dignitaries, and we celebrate the party, the Republican Party.
So we're going to have all the candidates get up and do like a 2 or 3 minute little speech?
Yeah, we're right now having the candidates sign in. When we get a count on the candidates, we'll kind of figure out how many minutes they have to speak, and obviously the more candidates we have, the shorter they'll have.
So I know that we have Danny Tarkanian here. We have everybody from commissioners to town board to justice of the peace to district court judge.
District Court Judge. We have the Assembly candidates, and I don't know, I haven't seen, we have a Senate District open as well this go around, so we invited the Senate candidate for the state as well.
And so this is a great success. Are we going to be having any other candidates nights coming up?
We will be having a candidates night. We have our White House social, and we invite all the candidates to have a booth, and that will we don't let them sit down. They have to stand up and they have to mix and mingle with the people, and it gives everybody a really good chance to get to know them better. Tonight they kind of get the introduction, and then we'll have a more in-depth candidates night coming up.
Do you know when that's going to be held?
I believe that's in May.
We caught up with former Nye County Sheriff's Deputy, who is now a candidate for Justice of the Peace, Travis Huggins.
Well, I have over 20 years of law enforcement experience, a lot of that with the Nye County Sheriff's Office. I've worked in every major community here in Nye County. I've got over 10 years experience as a supervisor of patrol and a variety of different specialty detective units. And I was the president of the Nye County Law Enforcement Association for almost a decade, which is just involved in representing people, representing the rights of law enforcement officers here locally in Nye County.
What prompted you to want to run for this position?
Well, I've had a lot of experience as far as law enforcement, being involved with the other Justice of the Peace as I was going through my career, like Bill Sullivan up in Beatty and down here with Judge Brisbille and the other judges around here. It's always been interesting to me. I've always had a passion for protecting people's rights, and so it's just kind of a natural flow for me after my career in law enforcement.
What are you hearing from the community about your campaign?
I'm very happy. I've been very positive. People are coming out and supporting me. Matter of fact, just this week I did receive the endorsement from the Nye County Law Enforcement Association. I'm very happy with that.
Wonderful. Are you going to be having any upcoming meet and greets?
Yes, here in the next month, coming up in March, we're going to start scheduling some meet and greets. So if you check out my Facebook page or the website that's linked to it, you'll be able to get some information on that.
How can people do that? How can people get in touch with you about your campaign?
I have all that information on the Facebook page, which is just under my name, Travis Huggins for Justice of the Peace, and all the information is posted up there. It's updated every day.
Walt Grodzinski is a candidate for Assembly District 36. He spoke to News 46 about his campaign.
Just got into it very recently. I know I'm somewhat of a latecomer to it, but I just retired out of the Department of Defense, where I spent 43 years there, and I was just training soldiers at Fort Irwin, California. So now I no longer fall under the Hatch Act, and I can actually run in partisan politics. It's been a passion of mine, and campaign's going good. I'm getting a lot of positive support from the community, and just one of the reasons I came here. It's a good community.
How long have you lived in Pahrump? Are you a resident?
Lived in Pahrump 2 years. Owned property here about 6. First came to the area in the late 1990s. We were doing some training out here for the government, and wow, this is a pretty nice little town. So I decided to come back and stay.
What's some of your hopes for the future if you become elected assemblyman?
Well, looking at a variety of things, but one of the things we're having in this area, I have 2 children that came out with us, adult children, difficult getting jobs here. So I would look at trying to maybe cut some of the red tape to get businesses in the district. I was really happy to see Nye County put a moratorium on impact fees here recently. I think that'll help, and now we just got to go out and get the business to come in with the jobs. But I'd like to work on that. I'd like to take a look at the Yucca Mountain project that's going on and see if we can work out some kind of a deal at the state and maybe at federal level to get that in there, because that'll bring a lot of good paying jobs to rural Nevada where they're sorely needed. And so basically I want to be a strong voice for the district in Carson City. I'm a conservative, Republican, and I bring those kind of smaller government, less red tape, those kind of thoughts to the table.
So you worked in the military for all these years. Can I ask about it?
Yeah, well, let me put it to you this way. People ask me that question, and I tell them, yes, I worked in the military, the Defense Intelligence Agency for 20 years, and the Department of the Army for 23 years. And I've worked on every continent on the face of the earth except Antarctica. Not too much business down there. But most recently, I've got 3 tours in Iraq. I just came back in March of 2010, my 3rd tour there. I've had a couple tours in the Gulf War. I'm a Vietnam veteran, Bosnia, those kind of things. So been a field guy, and that's why I spent the last 2 years training soldiers down at Fort Irwin, where we're prepping them before we send them to Iraq and Afghanistan. By trade, I'm a military intelligence and security officer, and it was really good, but it's time for me to settle down and put in some roots somewhere.
There you go. Are you going to have any upcoming meet and greets?
At this point, none are scheduled. I said I just got into it a little late here. What I've been doing is meeting with various groups in and around the county here, and I will be moving out to the other parts of the district to do, as we say, meet and greets and talk with the folks and just let them know who I am and get a look at the face and that sort of thing.
If people want to find out more about your campaign, do you have a website?
At this point, I don't have a website up, but if folks want to contact me, they can reach me at waltgrodzinski@lycos.com. And I am on Facebook and Twitter. So, you can meet me in those places, and hopefully we can connect that way.
And KPVM spoke to Kenneth Sears, a candidate for the Nye County Commissioner.
That's correct. The new commission district that's been established, Commission District 3.
Tell me, what prompted you to want to run for this?
Well, I've had several people in the community who've encouraged me to run for office, and now with the new commission district that's opened up, I've decided to put my hat in the ring. I've been in the town for about 30 years and fairly well known in the community. I thought, well, we'll see what happens.
You're a businessman?
That's correct. I owned and operated Pahrump Family Pharmacy, which was the pharmacy that was opened about 30 years ago, prior to Smith's and Walgreens and Save-On being here. And so I had a small town pharmacy when there was about 3,000 people in Pahrump.
What's some of the things that you would like to do if you're elected?
Well, the first thing is a relatively open door policy. There's some things sometimes that are done by the commission that people question after the fact, and I'd like to see about getting some information out to the public so that they know what the commission is doing and why.
And so tell me a little bit about your background politically.
Politically, I'm a member of the Central Committee of Nye County for the GOP, and I'm also a member of the State Central Committee for the GOP. So I have some very conservative ideas with regards to how the county should operate and how business should operate in general. And I view the commission as basically an oversight for running the business of the county. And so I think that some of my conservative background and management skills may be beneficial.
How can people get in touch with you regarding your campaign?
Well, they can get a hold of me on my cell phone at 513-3359. As of yet, there's no website established, but they can call me on my cell phone.
Will you be having any upcoming meet and greets?
Most likely. At this point in time, it's just kind of seeing what's going on and being invited to things like this evening.
Nye County Commissioner Gary Hollis is running for another term. We spoke to him regarding his campaign.
Campaign is going fantastic. We're out there working every day.
We're here at the Lincoln Day dinner at Mountain Falls. You're going to get up and speak a little bit tonight? What are you going to say?
My theme tonight will be, a lot of people in my district have been talking about what are we going to do as a party with the young people. So my talk will be toward trying to do something to bring in young people into the political process.
The Republican Party or just the political process in general?
Well, I hope it's the Republican Party, but working with juveniles or working with young people sometimes is you never know which way they're going to go. But we really got to start paying attention to the young people and start learning a little bit more about their ideas and try to incorporate some of those ideas into our platform and try to make them feel welcome that they're part of the political process.
How can people get more involved in your campaign and find out more about you?
Well, you can call Julie Hargis or you can call me at 764-1315.
Will you be having any meet and greets coming up soon?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You'll keep us posted on when those are?
You'll be the first one to know.
And meet candidate for Justice of the Peace, Ron Kent, who spoke to us at Mountain Falls recently.
We're out there, we're walking, we're talking with people in the community and corresponding with them. People are contacting me on my website, ronkent4jp2012.com. Everything's going wonderfully.
I know that you're one that really likes to go out there and hit the pavement and meet the people, don't you?
Well, yes. I think the voters want to meet their candidates. They want to talk with their candidates. They want to know what their candidates' positions are on the issues. And so they have an opportunity firsthand to assess the candidate before they go in and make an informed decision and vote.
What prompted you to want to run for Justice of the Peace?
Well, you know, Deanna, I've always thought that there would come a point in time when I would like to run for office and ascend to the bench and be a judge. And I believe that the opportunity has arisen. As they say, timing is everything in politics. I view this, I've been very successful in my private practice of law. This community has been very good to me. I view this as an opportunity to give back to the people that have been so generous and kind to me. And as I said before, it's always been my ambition at some point in time to ascend to the bench and to turn, as it were, a page and open a new chapter in my legal career. I've been practicing law now for over 29 years. I think it would be wonderful to become a judge with all the new challenges and all the stimulating new work that I'd be able to do.
You've been practicing law for 29 years. Let's talk a little bit about your history.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm a lifelong native of Nevada, and I was born, raised, and educated in southern Nevada. I moved out here in 1998 and made Pahrump my home. I've resided here ever since. Over the past 29 years, I've been involved. I've represented literally thousands of clients in complex, diverse civil and criminal trial litigation. You know, my experience is diverse. It runs very wide as well as very, very deep.
And for your campaign, will you be having any meet and greets coming up?
Yes, we're hoping to have meet and greets. We've contacted well over 500 supporters of my campaign, and quite a few people have offered to sponsor meet and greets at their homes, and we're intending to do that later on as the campaign unfolds. This is somewhat early in the campaign, and I don't really believe that the voters really appreciate these 6-9 month long campaigns, so I'm trying to be considerate of that.
And how can people get in touch with you regarding your campaign?
Well, they can contact me at my phone, 537-8846, or as I said earlier, they can visit my website, and I invite them to do so, and that's ronkentforjp2012.com.
We spoke to Joe Snell, who believed he made arrangements to pay for his softball team one day late for this year's Adult Softball League. He and 30 other people are disappointed that they have been denied playing in this year's tournaments.
Yeah, I've been a part of the ASA association out here ran by Ken Kazi for the last 5 years, that he's been running out here for the last 5 years. And I went to sign up this year, attended all of Ken's meetings, and informed him at the last meeting on February 18th that our sponsor check for my co-ed team was coming out of Vegas, and I could go into Vegas and get that. He said, no problem, have it just mailed in. And I also informed him about my my men's team sponsorship, and told him that I would have that on Thursday or Friday. He said it wouldn't be a problem, just give him a call. So Friday came at 11 o'clock, I called and told him that I had my sponsorship, when can I meet? And he basically told me I was one day late and I couldn't play, and that I was too late and we just couldn't play. So now I have 30 people between my co-ed team and my men's team that are upset and wondering why one day late is such a big deal and why we can't play when I have attended all the meetings, turned in my rosters, scheduled practice times with Ken Kazi up at the park when he knew we were playing.
And just because you're one day late, how do you really feel about this?
It's really saddening to me. You know, I've supported Ken for the last 5 years in his league. The sponsorship is $350, and for the last 2 years now, my men's team has sponsored themselves. So that's each guy giving like $25 out of their own pocket just to play softball. You know, in these tough times, that's kind of hard. It's hard to find a sponsorship, and we understand that. Some guys on my team, you know, they just want to play so bad that they're willing to, you know, work an extra hour or two at work to get the money to play. And it's just saddening. We got a lot of upset people on my teams right now, and I just don't understand why, because I was one day late when I informed them that we can't play.
And this is just your team, not the ASA, any other team through the ASA?
No, this is only my team is being banned from the league right now because I was one day late. I'm not sure if there was other teams or anything else that's what's going on with the other teams. I just know that this is what Ken has told me, is that I was one day late and I couldn't play. The schedules were made up and I couldn't play.
Do you think there's something else behind this?
You know, I do. You know, I'm not quite sure what it is. I have my suspicions of what it is, But like I said, I've supported Ken for 5 years in his league. I have a co-ed team and a men's team for the last 3 years. And I just don't know why we've won his league the last 2 years. So I'm just not sure why I'm getting hated on. I went to another guy to see about trying in a different league. I'm not sure if that's why or not.
Have you contacted the town board members about this?
I have contacted all of the town board members, and they have contacted the town manager, and they basically told me that they cannot help. They would be there for any support that I would need and to use their names and any kind of reference that I need, but basically that their hands are tied because Ken runs his own league out here. The town has nothing to do with it, and I contacted the ASA president, Tony, and he also said that same thing, that Ken runs his own league up here, and no one can say, you know, that he has to let us play. So basically, I just want to get my story out here and let you guys know, you know, I don't think this is right. One day late, and I'm trying to represent 30 people here that just want to play softball and have fun. We go up there for 2 hours a night, play. It costs $30 a night for us to play as a team.
We're going to continue with part 2 with Joe. If you would like to help Joe and his teammates, you can contact him at 990-6015 or email him at atlantajoe@tmo.blackberry.net.
Yes, he does. According to the town, he does have his nonprofit organization license.
And you contacted Positive Prump too about this, right?
Yes, I have. I've been in contact with Positive Prump, and they tried to help me out as well, and they basically got told the same story, that I was 1 day late, and they were not redoing the schedule, and that we were not basically going to be able to play at all because I was 1 day late. It seems like a grudge to me, and I'm not quite sure why.
When do you guys actually start playing?
The season technically starts on March 19th.
If anyone's concerned about this, how can they contact you to help you?
If anyone has any ideas or anything like that or support to try to help me out, like I said, I'm just basically trying to I represent 30 people here. Older people, school teachers, county workers that have played in Ken's league here, and we all just want to play. So if anyone can help out, my email address is atlantajoe@tmo.blackberry.net, and my phone number is area code 775-990-6015.
And we will be right back with more of News 46's Week in Review. Stay tuned.
Pahrumph's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
And here's Zach Fuentes with your entertainment this week.
84 years ago, a ceremony that lasted only 15 minutes became an iconic part of film history. Admission for the ceremony cost only $5 for the 270 people that attended. The ceremony wasn't broadcast live or even taped because, after all, it was just a little get-together for those in the film industry to be awarded. Now let's fast forward from the first Academy Awards ceremony in 1929 to the 84th Academy Awards ceremony in 2012. The ceremony that was not even broadcast in its first year is now shown in over 100 countries, which just goes to show how universal the art of cinema has become. This year's Oscars ceremony was hosted by Billy Crystal, serving his 9th time in the position. After 2011 producing some great films such as The Help, The Descendants, and The Artist, we could definitely tell that this was going to be a tough contest. We of course can't forget the talent in front of and behind the cameras who are responsible for these films, so without further ado, Best Supporting Actor went to Christopher Plummer for his part in the film Beginners. Plummer, who is 82 years of age, is the oldest recipient to win in that category. Octavia Spencer, who played Minnie in The Help, won for Best Supporting Actress, and interestingly enough, one of the women she was up against was her co-star from The Help, Jessica Chastain. The Academy Award for Directing went to Michael Hazanavicius, who directed The Artist, and Best Animated Feature Film went to Rango, and the Oscar for Visual Effects went to Hugo, who was the big winner of the night, earning a total of 5 awards. Best Original Song went to Man or Muppet, which was written and produced by Brett McKenzie for the film The Muppets. And now for the biggest 3 awards of the night. Best Actor in a Leading Role went to France native Jean Dujardin for The Artist, and Best Actress in a Leading Role went to the legendary Meryl Streep for her portrayal of Margaret Thatcher in The Iron Lady, making this her 3rd Academy Award. The Oscar for Best Motion Picture went to The Artist. The Artist, in a way, takes us back full swing from the 84th Academy Awards to the first one, as it is the first largely silent film to win the award for Best Picture since 1929's Wings. With so many of the great films and talents that came out of 2011, we hopefully will have a lot to look forward to for this year. I'm Zach Fuentes for News 46. Here's Deanna O'Donnell with your news across Nevada.
I'm Deanna O'Donnell, and this is your news across Nevada. A nationwide campaign aimed at identifying and stopping underage sex trafficking is landing in Nevada. The Coalition of Nevada Trucking Industry and the state's truck stop owners are teaming up with Truckers Against Trafficking to put a stop to trafficking, specifically on highways and truck stops. The campaign helps educate truck drivers on identifying the signs of sex trafficking and to properly notify the authorities when suspected trafficking happens. Truckers are the eyes and ears of our highways and truck stops, so we're asking truckers to notify the authorities when they see signs of these activities. The NTA said it's distributing informational DVDs to member truck companies to train and orient truck drivers. Wallet-sized cards on recognizing trafficking will also be handed out. According to the Federal Department of Justice, human trafficking is estimated to be the second most lucrative crime in the world, with a yearly revenue of $32 billion. According to a new report by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, just 1 year's worth of new child abuse cases cost the U.S. $124 billion over the course of the victim's lifetime. The CDC's National Center for Injury Prevention and Control found that the lifetime cost for each child surviving physical, sexual, and/or psychological abuse and neglect is $210,000. The price was comparable to the lifetime cost for people suffering from high-profile health conditions such as a stroke, which cost about $160,000, or type 2 diabetes, which is between $181,000 and $253,000. More than 500,000 children per year are reported to authorities as possible abuse or neglect victims. During one typical year profiled by researchers, 579,000 child maltreatment cases were reported in 2008, with 1,740 children dying from abuse or neglect. Controversy surrounds Nevada Assemblyman and longtime rancher Pete Goicoechea due to his sponsorship of Assembly Bill 329. The bill would redefine wildlife purposes of access to water to mean any free-living creature that walks, slithers, flies over, or crawls on Nevada soil, except for wild horses and burros. Advocates believe that the bill could zero out America's wild horses and burros in Nevada, where most of them currently live. Wild horse preservation group Protect Mustangs questions Assemblyman Goicoechea's motives in sponsoring this bill, given that he has received $674,591 through federal contract funds between 2000 and 2009 for wild horse burro control services. If you're looking to get a jump on your child's college education at a good price, your time is running out. 2012 open enrollment for Nevada prepaid tuition program ends on February 28th. The program gives you the opportunity to lock in future college tuition at today's prices. There are a variety of ways to participate. Parents can pay a lump sum, spread the payments out over 5 years with 60 equal payments, or pay each month. Additionally, the program is transferable to out-of-state private and public colleges and universities. A gift option for other family members and friends is also available. For registration and more information, you can call 1-888-477-2667. I'm Deanna O'Donnell, and that's your news across Nevada. Nathan Addison Hospice is holding a senior resource carnival at the Nye Community Coalition's building off Wilson Street. Nathan Addison Hospice will be having a senior resource carnival. We're going to speak to Shelley Hepler about the event that's coming up on March 14th.
Again, we will be having our annual senior resource carnival, which will be on March 14th, and it'll be at the Nye County Coalition, which is the old man's school. So we're going to very excited. We're going to have a lot of people coming. So
these are very well attended.
Yes, they are. We're very fortunate. It is an event that Nathan Addison Hospice does to give back to our community, to show all the different resources we have in town that many people may not know that we have or even think that the small town of Pahrump has.
Tell a little bit of what they consist of. Medical offices, doctors, just all sorts of resources.
Yes, we have medical offices, the doctors, the hospital, our nursing home, and in years past we've had the Social Security office speakers come out, and also the veterans representatives. So it's a wide variety of different individuals and resources that Pahrump is proud to present, and we're glad to host it.
And this is going to be on what date and from what time to what time?
It will be from 10 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, March 14th, right before St. Patrick's Day. And it'll be again at the Nye County Coalition at the Old Manse School.
And that's at 1020 East Wilson, I believe.
Yes, correct. Thank you very much. It's like, I just know where it is.
Right there on the corner of Wilson and West Street. Tell some of the sponsors who's helping out with this.
Actually, thank you very much. We are very proud to have Healthcare Partners be one of our sponsors, St. Martin's Episcopal Church, Senior Dimensions, as well as the CCA, the Nevada Southern Detention Center, and Pahrump Health and Rehabilitation, and Professional Case Management are going to be some of our big sponsors. And we also have something brand new this year that we've never had before.
What's that?
We're going to have 3 different speakers coming throughout the time. So if you come, you'll be able to have a little education at the same time.
Wonderful. So for more information, is there a number that they can call?
Yes, please call us at Nathan Adelson Hospice at 751-6700, and we will get you in touch. We do still have room for sponsors and vendors, so if you are interested, 751-6700.
Of course, give them a call for any information, or if you want to be a sponsor or a vendor. We'll see you down there at the Nye Communities Coalition Building. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
She's 64 and loving life. She just learned how to ride a bike. Nathan Hollenbeck reports.
Something as simple as riding a bike can inspire others to try new things. We're going to be speaking with Gloria Hackula.
Never ridden a bike before. I never did as a child because we weren't allowed to have bikes. My parents were afraid we'd get hurt. And it was just kind of something I always thought it'd be fun doing because I'm real active and I love to do just about, everything. I'm very adventurous. And so I decided to attempt it at this point in my life.
What inspired you?
Kind of the want to do it and the thought, wondered if I could do it. Because I'm at an age, I am now 64, and I'm at an age where you just don't think to do things like that. It's things you did as a child. And so now I just thought it was one more thing that I hadn't accomplished and I wanted to. So I had a very dear friend who said, let's try it. So I did.
And what made you want to learn now?
Because I want to do everything. I'm real adventurous, and I just could picture myself, riding a bike and not speed riding or hiking or that kind of thing, but just going for a nice ride and maybe in a country road. And, I visioned all this in my mind. So I thought, well, first I got to learn how to ride it.
Yeah, and speaking of your age, you're 64. It's never too late, is it?
It is never too late and stuff. And I find that a lot of people just kind of let age determine who and what they are and what they can do. And I have discovered that it really is just a number. And if you have a heart's desire, it was placed there for a reason. And I believe that if you couldn't accomplish it, I don't think the desire would be there. So I'm a firm believer on it's never too late. And if something warms your heart and it's something that you really want to do, try. What's the worst that can happen? Try.
And what are some inspiring words for other people that are watching that are having a hard time with fears?
Well, fear is a big word, actually. And I once had a wise lady tell me that if there's something that's fearful to you, face it first. Just go right at it and face it. And so, and I guess a lot of people, and for me, the fear kind of pushes me into wanting to do it because my desire to do it becomes greater than the fear. And you just, be wise about it. And, I wouldn't have wanted to try to climb a mountain and ride the bike down. But I figure, baby steps and then just go from there. So my inspiring words would be, age is only a number. If you can believe something, you can achieve it. So if you can believe you're old, you can believe you're young.
I'm Nathan Hollenbeck on Gamebird for News 46.
That's such a cute little story.
It was, definitely.
It was. You know what I liked about that story is what they said, that you're not too old to try new things.
No.
And it's kind of shocking that she learned to ride a bike so late in years, but she's really loving it, and I wish her the best.
She's having a great time with it. Good for her.
Vendors will join together today for a resource forum at the Nye Communities Coalition building on the corner of West and Wilson Street.
That's right. This Saturday is the Coalition's Community Resource Forum from 10 to 2 at the Nye Communities Coalition campus, former Mance Elementary, as most people are starting to discover now. But we have over 24 exhibitors that are coming in from different agencies and organizations on, for example, from Health and Human Services to Food for Thought to some of the programs of the Coalition. So if people from the community are interested in learning more about services, they're able to come out for that. Kind of the big thing this Saturday as part of the forum, the community, yes, the community resource fair or forum, is that there's free income tax service available. The VITA program has been offering it all month and will through the April tax day, but kind of creating a super Saturday this week. So if people are able to hear about it in the next day or two, they're able to call, they can call our office and we'll refer them to the right number and get free income tax services done. And a lot of people are eligible that may not think that they are. It's for anybody that has a household income of $50,000 or less.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, if you come to that's just one of the exhibitors on Saturday. You can learn more about that and schedule an appointment anywhere between Saturday and tax day coming up in April.
There you go. This is all inclusive of all different age groups and everything for this.
That's right. It's really for all ages. It's not targeted at seniors or at children or anything. It's really for families to come and explore some of the agencies and organizations from the community, whether they need a service, whether they want to learn something else. It's free to attend. It's from 10 to 2 on Saturday, and we welcome everybody.
For more information, how can they contact Nye Communities Coalition?
The easiest thing is to contact the Coalition at 727-9970, or just stop by between 10 and 2 on Saturday.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wolfie's is trying out some new recipes. You can get a special price for a limited time.
We are doing fried chicken. Wolfie's is premiering his awesome fried chicken, and we're selling it in the parking lot. A 3-piece box of fried chicken with chips for $5, or a chicken breast with chips for $3. And yeah, I think this is something that's going to take place every Saturday, weather permitting. We're out here till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You could drive by. You don't even have to get out of your car. We'll bring it to you.
He's been testing out this fried chicken then?
He has. It's Wolfie's own recipe. He has perfected it. It is unbelievably good. And, we sell it inside as well, but the $5 and the $3 price is a parking lot promotional price, but it is $5.95, I believe, inside for a 3-piece meal. And it's fabulous. You got to come in and check it out.
Wonderful. So we'll be out here every Saturday doing this?
We will, weather permitting.
And so any other things going on here at Wolfie's?
Well, we have our bowling league starting up in March. So our Red Hat League kicks off on March 6th, and they're very excited about that, as we are. So any of the businesses that want to put a league together, it's just 2-people teams, and we need 8 teams to get a league going. And I think it's great. We had businesses participating against each other. We had the car dealers fighting each other on the lanes, and the real estate business and the banks, and it's a lot of fun. So anybody that's interested, just stop by Wolfie's and we'll get you signed up.
Lorraine Russo Harper updates us on the new thrift store to benefit the animals.
We're having a fundraiser held at the Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza. They have graciously donating their services and their facility to help us raise money to build this no-kill facility for our community. It's April 7th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We'll also be selling Easter baskets. And any of you that have purchased baskets from Symphony before, we have one of our volunteers that does incredible things with baskets. They're very unique, they're very affordable, and the money goes for a great cause. And we are pre-selling car wash tickets. They're $5, and you can buy them at Sniffany's. And if you haven't visited Sniffany's, you really must. It is our thrift store. Symphony's Gifts and Thrifts. All the proceeds go to Symphony Animal Foundation, located at the corner of Gamebird and Pahrump Valley Boulevard. So come on out and see us, get a car wash ticket, and then come out to the car wash on April 7th at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza.
Tell me the slogan for Sniffany's.
Sniffany's is purebred quality at mixed breed prices.
What time are they open at Sniffany's?
We are open Tuesday through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come on by. We have new items arriving weekly. We restock several times during the week, so anytime you come in, you are bound to see something new on those shelves.
And for more information on Symphony Animal Foundation, how can they find out about it?
They can give me a call at 702-528-4997. You can visit our website, symphonyanimalfoundation.org. And you know, you can always find me at the Best Western Inn at Wolfie's, so stop in and say hello.
Well, here's Zach Fuentes with your Oscar update.
I'm Zach Fuentes with your entertainment this week. Before groups like the Osmonds or more recently the Jonas Brothers had TV shows, there was the Monkees. The Monkees first hit the scene in 1966 for the television show of the same name. The band and the show made a lasting impression on the entertainment industry with songs like Daydream Believer, I'm a Believer, and many more. The group was comprised of Michael Nesmith, Peter Tork, Mickey Dolenz, and Davy Jones. Davy Jones, who sang lead vocals on a number of the group's hits, has unfortunately passed away at 66 years old. The cause of death appears to have been a heart attack. Jones, who has been on a solo tour this month, was apparently complaining of chest pains last night at a stop in Stuart, Florida. His legacy will always live on through his television appearances and, of course, through the music. As his bandmate Michael Nesmith stated, David's spirit and soul will live forever in the heart. Well, the tango, the foxtrot, the mambo, these are all dances that we look forward to seeing on Dancing with the Stars, whose new season is only right around the corner. The show's hosts, Tom Bergeron and Brooke Burke, announced Tuesday on Good Morning America who the season's stars will be. Celebrities of television fame like Little House on the Prairie's Melissa Gilbert, Steve Urkel himself, Julia White, William Levy, and Jack Wagner will be on. TV hosts Maria Menounos and Sherry Shepard of The View are on the list as well. Athletes, of course, will be included, such as football player Donald Driver and tennis star Martina Navratilova. The stars from the category that happens to be my personal favorite, music, will be Disney hip-hop star Rashawn Fagan, country singer Gavin DeGraw, opera singer Katherine Jenkins, and Las Vegas performer and legend Gladys Knight. The new season is set to begin on March 19th. And now we'll move on to some semi-local news. It was announced last week that Celine Dion would be canceling a couple of her shows at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas due to a virus that caused her vocal cords to be inflamed. It was initially assumed that she would be performance ready again for this week's Tuesday and Wednesday shows, but they too eventually had to be canceled, as well as the rest of her shows through March 18th. Many fans are disappointed, but the singer is only following orders from her doctors, who have now told her that she must have 6 to 8 weeks vocal rest. Doctors did assure Dion, however, that her voice will be fully recovered following the vocal rest. Celine Dion has apologized to fans, stating that she is sorry and hopes that they will forgive her. The singer will resume her performances following a scheduled hiatus back in June 9th. Anyone who bought tickets for the canceled shows, which average at about $250 a piece, are eligible for a refund. I'm Zach Fuentes, and that was your entertainment this week. And here's another edition of News Across Nevada with Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Deanna O'Donnell, and this is your News Across Nevada. With supply still exceeding demand in December, Las Vegas area home prices fell again to a new low during the current recession. That's according to debt rating agency Standard & Poor's, which on Tuesday issued its monthly home price report covering 20 major U.S. markets. Las Vegas prices in December fell 0.8% from November, and compared to December of 2010, Las Vegas prices were down 8.8% from the most recent report covering actual dollar amounts from the Las Vegas Greater Association of Realtors. They found that the median prices of existing homes locally in January was $118,000, down 5.6% from January of 2011. According to a report, about 2/3 of Nevada's general hospitals lost money in the third quarter of 2011. Despite cost-cutting measures over the last few years, the report shows that 20 of the state's 33 hospitals lost money in the quarter. Specialty hospitals such as rehabilitation and psychiatric centers are not included. According to data from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas-based Center for Health Care Information Analysis, hospitals around Reno and Carson City reported losses of $29.3 million, while hospitals around Las Vegas posted a $45.7 million combined loss in the third quarter of last year. Analysts say rural hospitals had a combined $52.7 million profit, but that total is largely driven by Elko, which is enjoying a gold mining boom. For 26 months consecutively, Nevada has experienced a decline in the number of new claims for unemployment benefits. In January, there were 23,736 new claims for unemployment insurance benefits. The first month of the declining initial claims was December of 2009, when claims were at 33,021, which was a decline of 9% from December of 2008, when claims were at 36,414. On average, in January, 83,850 people received unemployment insurance in Nevada, 40,300 under regular benefits, and 43,550 from one of the federal extended benefit programs. Each week, $23.7 million was paid out to claimants, of which $10.1 million it was in the regular program, and $13.6 million was paid out through one of the extended benefit programs currently in effect. While the number of new claims in January of 2012 is down 6% from last January, it is also the smallest decline over the entire 26-month period. The Bureau of Land Management is offering public tours of its Indian Lakes Road short-term holding facility in Fallon, Nevada. That will be on Friday, March 30th and Friday, April 27th. There will be 2 consecutive tours each day that last an hour and a half. Anyone can accommodate up to 15 people each. The first tour will begin at 11 a.m. and the second tour will begin at 12:30 p.m. It's all on a first-come, first-served basis, and the public can sign up, attend, and get driving directions by calling the facility at 775-475-2222. I'm Deanna O'Donnell, and that's your news across Nevada. Well, that's all, folks, for this week's News 46's Weekend Review. Some of your events this weekend include:
we have the amateur radio license examinations. They're going to be held next Saturday, March 10th at 1 p.m. at Nye County Emergency Services. That's on 1510 East Syrian Lane. If you would like any more information on that, you can go ahead and call 751-5242. Once again, that is 751-5242.
And this weekend, which is Sunday, March 4th, there will be a Ladies' Day only event at the Lone Wolf Shooting Range. Bring your guns, targets, ear, and eye protection. It'll be from 9 to noon with a potluck following. For more information, you can call 910-9663.
I don't think you have to tell any men to stay away from that event. Well, also, Salvation Army is going to be having bingo, and this is for men and women. It's free to play for prizes. There's not going to be any cash, and refreshments will be served. That is going to be today from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and that's going to be on 721 South Buell Lane. Okay, so they're going to be having a good time with that, I think.
And no women with guns.
Yep.
There you go. So Walmart's having a spring into summer fashion show, and that's today, Saturday, March 3rd at 2 p.m., and everybody's invited to that. We're going to see the new spring line.
Oh, wow. That's exciting. Here's another exciting event, because I know there's a lot of comic book fans out here. We have Next Level Comics. They're going to be having a grand opening. It's going to be free hot dogs and snacks. First 200 people get discount sales specials and more. So that's going to be exciting. The doors open at 12 noon.
Where's that at?
This is going to be at
Frontage and Basin.
Frontage and Basin.
There you go.
Right across from Walmart.
I'm going to be there for sure.
Oh, exciting.
Not because of the hot dogs, but because I cover the event. But it's going to be a wonderful event, and I can't wait to see the comic.
It will. A lot of people are excited for that.
Another event is, of course, the resource forum that we told you about a little bit earlier in this broadcast. KPVM is going to have a booth there as well, and if you have any friends who haven't hooked up their digital TVs, or you need some information, we're there to answer questions just like we are all the time by you calling here at our station at 727-9400, or you can call Rod's TV, 727-9395. And as well, the resource forum is is all inclusive of all different resources for all different age groups. And that will be at the corner of Wilson and West Street, and it starts at 10 a.m. and ends at 2, and that is free to the public.
Wow, exciting. Okay, and there's also going to be an event to help disabled vets. So they want you to bring non-perishable food items to Who's Dunes, which is on 900 East Highway 372. This is going to be Sunday at 2 p.m. So it's going to be for a good cause, and Dean West will be playing some music there too. So try and make it down there.
It's going to be great. And that does it for News 46's Week in Review. We'll see you again here next week. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Zach Fuentes.
Good night.